Hey everybody, welcome to the game room. This is Chris, and this is Ben and Robert.
Hi guys, remember me?
Robert's still alive, everyone.
I'm
Robert's still.
alive.
Uh,
Yay for living.
Yay.
so what's been going on with everyone?
Very many things.
And Robert.
All the things apparently. Hi guys,
All the
remember me?
things. That's it.
Nice.
Been working a lot. Whoa, my God! Hold on, I have the stream on.
Yeah, turn off your volume for that amateur
Turn
hour.
on. Sorry guys, I was trying to get the chat ready for chatting stuff.
Yeah.
But I went to a comic book convention this past weekend. That was awesome down in
That's
Milton.
cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got to meet Kevin Eastman, co-creator of the Ninja Turtles comic book and all the cartoons and stuff like that. So that was awesome. This is the second time that I met him.
Yeah.
Really good guy. All the comic book artists that were there that were associated with Turtles, Ben Bishop, Steve Levine were there, and they were really super nice, down to earth dudes. Got a couple of sketches from them and stuff, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I also got to meet Ernie Reyes Jr., Kino. It was pretty cool.
Cool. Was there was it just a straight up comic convention? Was there any board game?
There wasn't really any board games. There was a section for board games. It looked like they were playing D&D and some Star Wars Armada. I passed by a couple of times. It wasn't off to the corner, but it was off to the side a little bit. There was like a bunch of tables in a row where people could just game, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, there was some wrestlers were there, lady wrestlers. Some Power Rangers were there. Zordon was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Original or the new one?
There was the original Red Ranger was there. Austin St. John, I think is his name.
He's a porn star now, right?
Oh my god.
I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but from what I heard, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you been keeping up on your porn stars along with your Rangers?
I don't know. The Blue Ranger was my favorite when I was a kid.
Billy
was the best. Don't care. But then I found out he was the biggest nerd, and I was like, I'm still cool with that.
Yeah.
Why would you be against
Relatable.
it?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know when you're Power Rangers came out when I was I don't know how old, 8 or 9,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, Billy's awesome. And then I got to 12 and 13, and I was like, oh yeah, Billy's kind of lame. And then everyone was like, oh, the Red Ranger's cooler, and I was like, no, the Blue Ranger is.
Did you go and say that's just your opinion, man?
No, because I was 12. I was I was going through puberty. I was like, no. I just agreed with everyone. Oh yeah, the Green Ranger's cool. Yeah, the ponytail.
I like the Green Ranger. Yeah, it was cool. That was my favorite Power Ranger.
Lame, Billy.
Yeah.
Triceratops power all day.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It was a foot. It was a foot in the thing.
I was not into the Power Rangers all that
frog,
much.
He had the lamest. No, was he the frog? Yeah, he was a frog.
Was he the frog? That was the Black Ranger on the next iteration.
Okay, let's not get into Power Ranger talk.
So Power Rangers Dice Masters, right?
Oh my god,
they were pretty cool.
Yeah, but they had some newer Rangers there also. A Silver Ranger. I didn't even know there was a Silver Ranger at some point in time. And there was Jose Canseco was there.
What?
Yeah, it was weird.
What?
I was like, why is Jose Canseco here? Hacksaw Jim Duggan was there, and Jake the Snake Roberts. That was cool. They looked like old dudes, regular old guys. Oh, and Machete was there. What's his name?
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo was there. Yeah, he walked right by me, and I was like, man, he just looked like a regular, somebody's uncle. You know what I mean? He just looked like a dude that lived in my neighborhood growing up. You know, just a regular guy.
What did you expect him to be like have angel wings or something like that?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. You see these people in real life, and they're just they look like normal people. That's really them.
You know, Robert, these are just regular people, just like you and me.
They're not real. They're really Power Rangers in real life, dude. Come on, we all know that.
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to something like that, but it's just I can't justify driving all that far just to go to a convention.
I always like comic book conventions, but I always get a bit
sick.
They're like a shopping convention, right? They're not. Whereas board game conventions, you get to sit down and play. I like board games better than comics. So.
I've never been to a board game convention. I would like to go to one. because comic book conventions do cost me a lot of money.
They're just shopping
That's-
cons,
that's
right?
a
You
lot.
can't really test anything out or anything.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Test out reading this comic. I like it.
It's mostly for me buying older stuff and getting people to sign things
It's
and
cool
getting
seeing
my comic
it,
books
I guess.
graded.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I've never been to any kind of convention. I went to like a the outside of a Pokemon convention back when like Red, Blue, and Yellow were out, so I could get a
Yeah.
Mewtwo, and that's it. Like I didn't even go into the convention. I just had someone coming out and they like did the dupe trick where you unplug the connector cable and you get Mewtwo that way.
And that's all you did?
Yeah.
Jeez, way to ruin the experience.
Yeah. Well, it's just like your opinion.
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
do some. Let's talk about Dice Masters.
All right, yeah, let's move along.
All right.
Move along.
So, I did not make top 8. Robert did not make top
What?
8. Yeah.
No way. I know that people can't believe that with my awesome draft.
I know. I feel like Chris let the side down. He had Hulk,
You
still
did.
felt-
What
You had Hulk.
happened?
and you like won your first 2 games, I think. Or 2
No,
games?
Peter beat me the first game,
Oh, you first, and
first
then you
match,
won like
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
And then the internet bully that is James Blore beat me.
You got cyberbullied.
Yeah, I got cyberbullied. I played like trash.
Oh, God.
And Ben informed me after the match that I played like trash.
I just think
Yeah.
like you should watch your games and learn how to get better.
Yeah, man.
I don't feel like watching that
Jeez.
nightmare.
So
It's
bad.
difficult. I mean, you didn't have the.
I didn't have anything less than 4 cost.
Yeah, I remember we did a draft. One of the first drafts I did with some of my friends at a store. And he got a team. All his characters cost 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
That's
just
awesome.
terrible idea.
It's so easy to get them all, though.
Not really.
No
I
forecast.
was
Mm,
struggling
yeah, no.
so hard.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not
good.
And then
Well, because the best thing in draft is to get sidekicks, right?
yeah.
Generally, just roll for sidekicks as much as you can, whenever you can.
Yeah.
Build up a bit of a wall, then it's harder to. That's what people hate playing against the draft. It's very hard to get over a wall in draft.
Have the
Yeah.
Trump kind of play.
Yeah, build a wall.
Yeah.
Build a wall and make them pay for it.
Which is what Hulk is, basically. You're making your opponent pay for going through the wall.
Yep.
Yep. I guess
Interesting.
buying Hulk is like supporting Trump.
Oh, let's not get into that talk.
Yeah, let's not say that. I'll
Okay.
never play that card ever again.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it away.
So I didn't make it. Chris didn't make it. Who made it?
Who's representing this
Hmm.
channel that made it?
Who's top of the list of names you passed out in a random order?
What are you
Just
talking
say.
about?
You gave out. I think you gave out a list based on like the order people finished in their like different regions. And I was just top of the top 8
You were top of the NA
for
pool.
no reason other than just I was in NA1.
Yeah. So young Ben said Scott,
Young.
or
Youth
Leading
leader.
the charge.
Ben Easy, as we're gonna call him.
Benizi Foshizi.
News.
Representing.
Like a mafia crime boss.
Yep.
I mean, you're
That's
breaking
it.
hearts all over the world. Everyone knows that.
True story, bro.
International heartbreaker.
And also, Ben has to travel the world to play everyone in every tournament next year, every national tournament. It's gonna be tough, but he's got to do it.
Get no
Okay.
credit otherwise.
Yeah.
Got a Kickstarter going. For
Yeah.
those plane tickets. And...
He may have to get another
Patreon.
passport. Oh, but yeah, Ben made it to the top 8. The other top 8 people, Steven Kukas, DM Armada for those that don't know his name. Jared Gaskin, a local guy from DFW, super good guy.
Yeah, Jared.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for you, man.
I'm really happy Jared made it. Like, I hate to be biased, but I like Jared. So
You too. He's one of our
Fair
local
enough.
players. So
Yeah, and then
Jared took a game off me, right? Jared was the only person who took it.
took a legit
Oh.
game off of you. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, Steven also did when we played our third, just a fun game.
yeah.
So yeah, I guess those two had they both had pretty good teams and were both pretty good players. So
Yeah. And then we got Patrick
well deserved.
Shadowmeld Barley was the leader of the NA2.
You're
Mhm.
welcome, Patrick. Got you that Earth X Captain America.
Oh my god.
Oh, you were passing to him.
Oh my god. Robert passed him so
yeah.
many good cards.
So bad. I just was not in it. My brain was not in that draft at all.
We actually later on went with Patrick. We
Go
went
back.
through and we're trying to figure out a good team that Robert could have built if he drafted properly. Patrick was like, "Why did you pass this up? Why did you pass this up? Why did you pass this up?" And Robert, I don't think you had an answer for any of it.
I was just like, meh.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I had it.
It's weird in draft though. If you get like a
Combo in your head, you're going for.
if you get a card, yeah, like I think Zach in our pool was a little bit similar. Like he had the idea to go for villains because I think he got like a decent villain card in his first set, and he had Villainous Pact, and then kind of just kept going after it, and then didn't get the Malekith uncommon,
Oh.
which makes that team right. So it's,
yeah.
so he passed up a bunch of cards which could have gone into the spot, just I think because he got Villainous Pact and was like, I have to build villains.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I think were you going for the Daredevil and the
Me,
Yeah.
yeah. Daredevil Billy Club. Try to
which
get
is
some
super
king
strong,
action.
but if you don't get the Daredevil, you can't really use that Billy Club to any.
Daredevil had
Robert will
passed to me
still
a
use
couple of
it.
times. Yeah.
Mhm.
He passed to me a couple of times, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna draft it the next time it comes by, and it just never came back. And I was like,
Mhm.
there was like 2 or 3 of them, and I was like, no one's gonna draft a Daredevil. No one picks Daredevil. Oh, they picked Daredevil.
Oh, so brutal. So
It
brutal.
was-
I made
that
the
was my
mistake
whole
of passing up a crystal on the third round, and if I would have had crystal, I think that would have made my team.
I mean, that's not the most game-breaking card, right? But because it's so cheap, it means you can get it out there, and it's fists which go well in your to buy your Hulk, right? You roll it for double energy,
Yeah.
buy the Hulk, and then you have a cheap, good stat. She has really good stats for what
Yeah.
she is.
I took. It's just there was a rare absorbing man, and for some reason I just thought it was going to be really good, and I'm an idiot, and did not work out for me.
Yeah, they're like no good when fielded effects, and
You rare drafted on an online tournament.
Shut up.
are there any good when fielded effects in Thor?
There's the Earth X cap,
Oh yeah, that's okay.
but if you're ahead and the person fields it, you're not going to get the effect of it.
Unless the life they gain.
You're right. But that's
But,
such,
I mean, that's so stupid, yeah.
yeah, that's such a stupid combo.
And only one person in that draft is going to get that card, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty
in the UK, it kind of got messed up, and 2 people
well,
got
let's
it.
not talk about the incompetence of UK players.
Whoa, whoa.
Shots fired.
Okay, all right.
To be fair, they were also European players, not just UK players,
Oh, okay.
and they're all fantastic.
That makes
Yeah,
it.
they are.
And some doofus from Texas.
So,
Doofus Chris.
Yeah.
My name's Chris, and I'm drafting your packs today.
so anyway, yeah. So we're moving on to the top 8 now, which is exciting.
Yeah,
What
so we
the fuck,
have
man?
Ben, Jared, Steven, Shadow, and who else?
Laurier.
Okay.
Laurier Joseph Burrell. I should say his name, where everyone's just used calling him Laurier, but and then Jazz Cruz, the hand model.
Oh,
Peter Jezik, and of
Mhm.
course James Bloor, who beat me for the final spot.
man. Got
Um,
bullied out of that spot.
yeah.
Be interesting to do some kind of like math about what people drafted and how they ended up, right? Because I think all the Hulk teams, apart from you, not to rub it in or anything, all the Hulk teams.
No, there's one other Hulk team that didn't make it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The Common Hulk.
yeah. Robert played him. Who was that?
Oh yeah.
James Bodie. James Bodie
okay.
or Josh Bodie.
Okay,
Josh,
Josh. Yeah, Josh. I need.
Yeah.
He had
Okay.
bad rolls. Like it, I don't feel as though he made a bad team. He just could not get rolls on any of his
Did
magic.
the uncommon Malekith get through? Because the uncommon Malekith from my pool got through.
I
The
don't-
uncommon Malekith from your pool got through, Chris. Because
Yeah, Peter.
that's what Peter was running.
Yeah.
Who's running it in NA?
I don't know.
2. Have to go through and look. It would be interesting to do like
A
these are the
breakdown.
win cons, yeah. Because the Warriors 3 is really difficult to get, and I don't think.
Yeah, most of the time people just got one part of the big Warriors 3 combo and just added the other 2 to it.
Yeah, but I feel like we found out that common Fandral is a really good answer to Hulk,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
which is definitely a thing to kind of keep your eye on if
Yeah.
that Hulk shifts.
Yeah. If you do a draft of Thor and you don't get Hulk, try to get common Fandral and you'll be
Mhm.
fine. Unless they have a
Really
higher
strong.
cost than that.
Yeah. The other thing is with the Black Widow and stuff like that, having something that kind of forces your opponent to block regardless
Mm-hmm.
is very useful. So even if they force the Fandral to attack, they still have to block with something.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
It's
so
a card that I might mess around with a bit.
yeah. So we've also done a poll to see what the people wanted to draft from the top 8.
Ooh. And what did the people say?
People-
Let me pull it up and I'll put it on screen. So I'm going to put it on screen right now.
Ooh.
Okay.
This is DM Armada levels of fancy.
I'm just basically putting a web page up in front of where I'm keeping the screen capture.
Don't
from.
ruin the magic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
magic.
the
Just drag this over so y'all can see.
so basically, it was basically to see who wanted to pick between Amazing Spider-Man, Maximum Carnage, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman starter set. Those 2 together. Doctor Strange, Iron Man, War Machine, and Defenders. That third one was kind of like a troll thing. Honestly, I
It would
did.
be
Someone vote for it?
very terrible. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
You did.
he was the first person to vote, and I was like, "Why did you vote for that?"
It'd have been interesting.
Yeah, I think you and
Don't
Steven are
censor
the
him,
only
man.
ones to vote for that, though.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the winner by a landslide is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. And then after that is Doctor Strange, Iron Man, War Machine, Defenders by 2 people.
Wow, that got more than the ASM.
Yeah,
Was Shadow the only person who voted for Spider-Man?
it was just Shadow probably voting for the Spider-Man Amazing, Amazing
was
Spider-Man,
me.
Maximum Carnage.
I voted.
Spider-Man would have been okay for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, the top 8 will be drafting and playing Batman set, and then also Superman, Wonder Woman starter set, including the basic actions for that.
Oh, nice.
So
I think there's a good amount of cards in there, and there's a lot of kind of Firefly and Huntress. Like villain Bolts was really strong, but that Wonder Woman kind of shuts it down pretty hard.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting to see. I don't know. There's stuff. There's Artemis, which is really useful. There's a bunch of stuff in that Superman, Wonder Woman stuff, which is interesting.
in combination with each other.
Yeah, Jimmy Superman is good. Not as broken as it could have been with World's Finest, but it's still pretty strong.
And
Did
then
you check with everyone to make sure that they actually had these sets before you?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
Just
I
make sure.
I definitely made sure of that. And then for the not top 8, everyone wanted to get together and do a draft also for fun. Whoever wanted to could. I gave it to the community instead of just the not top 8. And I threw in 3 things that I think would be kind of interesting to play: the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman set, TOA, Doctor Strange. I thought that would be really good together.
I think that'd be cool. I'd like to do that one time.
Yeah, I do think so too. But then the one that actually won out was the Chaos All Modern cards.
Mm.
It's gonna be mental.
Yeah.
Wow.
The risk with that is someone gets something real, like if someone gets common Yanti
or super rare Yanti.
or super Yanti or
God.
common heart. It's the same as any draft, I guess. If you get the good power cards, it's gonna be difficult.
It's gonna be
And that's for the not top 8.
yeah.
So what consists of the not
Someone
top
might
8?
get collector.
So basically, that didn't make it in the top 8. So everyone else,
The
Everybody
14 people
okay,
who didn't. Yeah.
Gotcha.
whoever wants to participate in it can.
Out of the 14, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I can't participate because I ended up so low. I was negative in the standings.
You just don't want to get involved with the chaos stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't have time, or else I would. I didn't even get to play my last match of the tournament because I was so busy. So
Yeah.
a busy schedule.
Yeah. Robert is moving up in the world, so
I'm a grown up.
yeah.
I'm a big boy.
So he's got a few more things going on in IRL, and
Mm-hmm.
he's still helping out as much as he can. But yeah, Robert does have a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm happy that you could still help us out when you can. So
I do what I can, sir.
do what you can. Okay.
And this is just for like the bottom, just for fun, isn't it? It's just casual.
Just for it's super casual. Like
It'd be fun to see what kind of if people kind of come up with something cool.
I'll be surprised if anyone draws a coherent team together that actually makes sense.
There's a lot of stuff in modern. I mean, there's lots of stuff that's good.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you get 3 cards that have the same affiliation and work together, you're probably going to win the draft. Win the chaos draft.
I don't know. I mean, team up seems like a really strong. Like, just go for a bunch of different affiliations with a bunch of cheap stuff, and then use team up.
Oh,
If you get team up, yeah.
If you get team up, man.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get stuck with what you get.
Yeah,
That could be pretty garbage.
yeah, you could.
Depends, I mean,
You could
That's
get a
tough.
really garbage basic actions, and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
but you could get like investigation spot ramp,
Yeah.
or you
Ooh.
could get one against many, and then a bunch of ways to make actions cheaper. I don't know. There's stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vector would be cool.
this
Nova
is-
would be cool.
This is all modern, like the
Ex-
current modern, not the
ex-
last modern.
Except for the stuff that's that the world does not have.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because that's the honestly, I don't want to be unfair and have like people in the Europe and wherever not be able to have the stuff.
No, it makes sense.
This,
So it's June 1st rotation.
yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, June 1st rotation, excluding Avengers Infinity and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And lightning, Justice like lightning.
Yeah, that's all part of the Avengers
Oh, is it? Okay.
Infinity bracket. Yeah, I mean I guess it's not. But it was meant to be, and then they split it up, didn't they?
Gotcha. Cool beans. So it's if you want to play, let's play. Get caught up in the chaos of 37 different sets. You might get one good card. You might
Should
get
try
set-
and record
Alright.
the draft. Or at least what comes out of it. I'd be interested to see what happens.
Yeah. It will be interesting.
do a breakdown.
Yeah. I would genuinely be excited to see what the percentages on stuff drafted and all that in there. See what win cons were. That would be really crazy.
Well, I mean, this way everyone's guaranteed at least a different win con, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to have a bunch of people with Common Hulk, a bunch of people with Malekith.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So what would you guys like to talk about now? We're kind of waiting on someone to jump in with us. Waiting till they get here to talk about this. But we may have to just go and talk about it.
We have a couple of people in the chat. Do you know who they are?
Ross. And yes, I know who the other person is. They're one of my friends that I play video games with, and they're kind of a troll. It's Bobby.
Which one is that? Oh, Bobby.
Yeah,
Hey, Bobby. And Smash for Wii U headquarters. Who's that?
that's Ross.
Ross. Hello, Ross.
He does the weekly Dice Arena.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks for stopping by, man.
And Jazzy.
I have not had the chance to meet you. Hi, Jazzy.
I was surprised. I was thinking about this today. So his last event yesterday. So he
Yeah.
does them every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
His last event yesterday, he was doing bold keywords as a format. Like every character either had to have a bold keyword or had to give a bold keyword, right? So like Darkseid gives Swarm to sidekicks.
Yeah.
I was surprised no one just went for a straight up intimidate team.
Did they have
That'd
to
be
be
pretty
different
strong,
ones? Or
I
could
don't think so. No, they could have been different. Like, because Shadow ran a heroic team. I know that. Well, he had 2 heroic characters anyway. I'm surprised no one just went straight up pure. Like, I'm gonna have a bunch of intimidate characters.
I would have done that, but I was busy.
That'd have been fun, right?
I think
Yeah.
the suit up would have been really good too.
Yeah, see,
Suit
would have
up
been
was interesting.
interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, no, actually, it wouldn't have. Do you know why?
Why?
Because suit up requires you to have so for example, the rescue that has suit up, right,
Yeah.
requires you to KO a Pepper Potts. The Pepper Potts doesn't have a keyword, so you would have a rescue without any Pepper Potts. Or like all the Iron Man armors would have to have an Iron Man in, so you'd have to do a specific Iron Man that had a keyword. So I think there was an Iron Man with heroic.
From UXM.
Yeah, but I don't think I had any. I don't think there's any other keywords. So you're stuck with that one.
In Civil War. I think Civil War Iron Man had.
I might have enlistment.
Enlistment and the other one, whatever the other one. Enlistment and
those abilities were good as well. What was the other one called? Where your opponent, the one that Superhero Registration Act had.
Oh yeah.
The one where your opponent has to KO something.
Resistance? Is that what it's called?
Maybe that was enlistment.
I got my binder right here.
All I know is when I had Superhero Registration Act, Robert always seemed to have Alfred.
It's resistance.
Is that the one where you have to KO? The enlistment is the one where you have to KO, though, isn't it? Like if your opponent doesn't KO stuff, you have to do extra stuff.
I think so. Yeah, resistance if your stuff's KO'd. Enlistment is you have to KO their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, actually that would be not a bad shout. That Iron Man's really good. The Iron Man where you have enlistment and then I don't know. Yeah, no.
So there's a 5-cost one that says KO target character die blocked by Iron Man unless target opponent KOs another character.
No. The Secretary of Defense, which is a 5-cost as well. When fielded, your target opponent may not declare blockers this turn. Unless they immediately KO.
Yeah, I like that one.
That they control. Yeah, that's good. So they have to KO a character, otherwise all your characters are going unblocked.
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
That's terrible.
It's the only bad thing is that he costs 5, and you want to.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had like intimidators, right, and you had a way of kind of
forcing.
Cycling them.
Well, if you're using it for suit up, like I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess because he's getting KO'd and he's gonna come
back.
Yeah. You have to buy another suit and whatever you're buying next turn and then KO him again, which I guess it's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah,
I don't know if it might. No, I don't know. I thought Shadow was a bit cheap putting that Green Devil mask on. That's a bit like.
I think that about everyone that does that, but that's mostly because Robert plays it every single time against me.
Yeah, ain't competitive. That's cool, but in like a fun, like, come on, you're playing a trap, like the most broken trap card.
Robert has it on any team for fun or competitive.
Yeah, well, Robert.
That's because the rest of my team is for fun.
Oh my god!
I don't want you to have a team that's going to be super OP, and I'm playing this little funsy. I gotta have some kind of protection. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's just payback.
My team is garbage, so you gotta have that one piece.
It's just payback for me having that super rare Yanti team and you testing it against me so much.
No, I'm just trolling. That Green Devil mask is pretty good.
It is good.
It's a fun card to play. I mean, we need to roll dice, right? Like if you have to. Even if you have to roll your dice because your opponent's making you re-roll, it might not be. It still like has some drama to it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Which is cool. I like it. I like that. I've been playing with that Batman as well because we've been doing the good versus evil event, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the rare Batman.
And the rare Batman, it's super fun.
Yeah, that one's cool.
By the way, everyone check out Ross's Twitch channel. It's Smash for Wii U Headquarters. It's an old channel that he was reusing. Ross is doing the Lord's work over there for Dice Masters weekly events. So just check them out. Honestly, it's really fun. I wish I had time to participate on Tuesdays, but I just don't. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Ben, did you get the new sets yet?
No.
Okay. You're the worst. You've played
I-
against the new sets. I know that for sure because I've played you.
I played a bunch of against new sets. Yeah, I think that Ant-Man's really good. I really want that card, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah.
I sleeved and put all my dice away for the new sets. I haven't done anything with them, but they're put away.
Does it fit nice and neatly into the box?
Yeah.
Including
Oh,
one
the
that doesn't
Avengers
have the
box?
right dice.
The Avengers box with the incorrect dice is just sitting there because those are the ones I'm going to split up.
It sucks that it's the Loki. I mean, I don't mind not having 2 Black Panthers, but how good would it been if like you got 4 Black Widow and then 2 Black?
Right? That would have been great, but I got an extra Loki die, and what am I going to do with that? I don't even need 3 of them.
No.
You don't even need
Probably
2
not
of
even
them.
2. Yeah, I just want 1 for the set because that's probably all I'd ever use.
I like that Loki. I think 2 is fine.
2's fine, but yeah,
I don't
that's
know. I
kinda
think that
disappointing.
when fielded thing's kind of interesting. The one fielded where they have to like
Swap a character.
pay 2 life. No, where they have to
Oh.
pay 2 life. That one's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, one of their things gets blanked.
How much
like
is he
that.
though?
He's 5, I think.
5? Why
Yeah,
is that?
that's too much for. I mean, granted, it's 2 life off of the person each turn, but still,
Is it
Well-
each turn or is it when fielded?
when
When
fielded,
fielded.
but you're going to be trying to do it as much as you can.
Yeah. So you gotta
Yeah,
knock
but
them
it's
out.
not just per turn though, is it? You can do it multiple times in turn if you field multiple of them.
True.
That's a
The,
lot of Loki dice though.
The Ministry of Dice actually, we're talking about Captain Britain, the one that lets you buy like.
They would.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, when I won the UK Nats, Captain Britain was one of the characters. Like they made me fill out a form of like 5 characters I wanted to see in the sets upcoming,
Uh-huh.
and Captain Britain was one of the ones I chose.
Nice.
So I think that's why it was in the set. But
Man.
anyway, they were
Good
talking about
character.
that. They were talking about Captain Britain and how it makes stuff cheaper to buy, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like, how many times do you want to buy big characters normally? But there's something, maybe something with that Loki would be pretty fun in a casual kind of like get one Loki out, then buy the other, like however many.
Yeah. I also think the
Pretty fun.
uncommon collector could work really good with that Loki.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, you're throwing away 2. Like, if you get all the Lokis, you're probably gonna throw one of them away at least, possibly 2, and you're just
Yeah.
throwing away other dice. So that's just kind of weird.
Faux show. But to answer your question, in my actual sets, I have these little containers that I fit all my dice in, and they have little boxes, kind of like this, where it holds like 4 dice. So
Okay.
for a thing, and then in the middle of it, it has these little.
Connecting. There we go. Okay, and we're back. That's terrible. All right, what's up, Joe?
Is Joe here?
He's. I see his picture there.
Was that a whale?
I don't know.
Are
Might be.
you in a whale?
It might have been a concerned moan.
I told you his house was haunted.
Yeah.
That's a callback to a previous video. Someone can go back and find it.
Oh man, Joe, are you
Um,
there or no?
Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
Can
There
you
we
hear
go.
me now?
Yes. Hey, it's Joe, everybody.
Stranger danger. How's it going, man?
Oh, just real busy lately.
I hear you. I understand completely.
I can't agree with Ben that I think the Kree pack, although I'm kind of torn because the Justice Like Lightning pack didn't really do it for me either. Didn't really sell it.
I don't know, man. Those Thunderbolts, that Ant-Man.
Oh,
Pretty
Ben,
cool.
Ben really likes that Batman. I mean, the Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Yeah, I do.
And I like the Batman.
I'm all about combat damage. Like I really like doing damage, and then just that Ant-Man just gives me unblockable, which is pretty strong.
I mean, anytime
Yeah.
you can get
For
unblocked.
5 for 3.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I haven't had a chance to look at everything. I've been real busy this past month, but as far as like first impressions go, I would stick to the Harley Quinn pack and a little bit of the Avengers box.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That Harley Quinn has a bunch of the basic actions are super good. And that, I mean, I know there's only 3 of them,
They're super
The
good.
three new ones are super cool.
Yeah.
That's all you need. All you need is the 3.
Because Throne Break, great card. I've used it in practice and playing. It's super good. And then
Really
Target
good,
Lock
yeah.
is gross.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the way people are gonna lock down Super Yahtzee. Is that Target Lock?
It's still too
Lots of
fast.
groans. Lots of groans.
It disrupts early. I think that's where it's going to be like the key is to it disrupts your opponent from their rhythm, and you're going to have to. People are going to have to get used to playing against it. It's brand new. People are going to be unused to how to adapt with it.
Yeah,
People
definitely.
will get used to it. It's a bit like Green Devil Mask, right? You kind of have to work out how to play around it if that's going to be what comes out.
I personally, my favorite is the uncommon Green Devil Mask. It's funny, especially if you have Tabaxi Rogue out. Oh my god.
Yep.
But so any cards in the set that you've at least seen at all that you just really like, Joe?
No, nothing that's like I said at first blush. I mean, the stuff that we saw, the spoilers that we saw.
Mhm.
I mean, I've already given my rundown on those. Justice Like Lightning, I haven't seen too much of it since last week, so I can't really give a good breakdown on it.
Mhm.
It's just a lot of the stuff is unexciting to me, really.
Really?
It just I haven't. So the problem is that I haven't kept up with it in the last month. You know, for me, brewing, like I have to be in it almost every day.
Yeah.
And I have to see, I have to see it, I have to test it, I have to play it to know what's good and what isn't. I can't take anybody else's word for it. So I'm lacking in that area right now. But I think here in the next week, as things get ramped up, I'm going to start paying more attention even to the newer product and seeing what interactions there are. And then I can give breakdowns in like, if we do any future videos of like Brewer's Corner, I can give breakdowns of, what's good and what's not.
Yeah, that's something I want to get back into is Brewer's Corner.
Yep. We got a list.
Yeah,
Ready to go.
we have a list. We just got to find time to do it.
Really, what I'm more looking forward to right now is Warhammer more than anything else. I'm just looking forward to that campaign box.
I mean, it's new IP. I personally am interested in new characters. Period in Dice Masters, because there's a lot of that's a reprint of this dice and that's a reprint of that dice. It's just slightly different shading, and it's like, yeah, it kind of helps out. And if you don't have max dice, if you want max dice for a team, although we've had discussions where it's just not worth it to have max dice.
Yeah.
I like that. That look from Ben. Well, not
Ben,
touch on-
what's your take on that?
Oh,
I didn't get to have the conversation.
Nothing. Justice Light Lightning, I don't know. The Justice Light Lightning has a lot to digest in it. I simply said that if you buy more than two of one character in a competitive match, you're doing it wrong. That's it.
If you're buying more than 2?
Yeah. Like,
I
so
can
for
agree
example,
with that.
if you buy more than 2 Shrieks, like something's going wrong in your game. If you're buying more than 2 Mimics, you're doing something wrong in the game.
Yep, I can agree with that. I mean, if you're having to mess with your own turn flow or purchase flow, you're already behind.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think if your team, so with the exception of Swarm, okay, right, where your characters don't clog your bag because you're pulling them through, or something like Investigate or Gearing Up or whatever the basic action is that lets you pull through your bag.
Yeah.
Anything else is a waste of a die because you already got that thing, right?
Yeah. So I think if you're not buying something to help you churn your bag and make it prep to what you actually want, you're basically saying it's a waste. If you're not building to it in a
well, what's the point
thoughtful
of
manner.
buying? So you shouldn't need to buy 2 Shrieks or 2 Blobs because they're all doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Or 2 Collectors. Why buy them 2 Bishops? You're just wasting a big purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I
Particularly in Modern, I think there's some cases in Golden Age where like Guy Gardner Rush was the thing, right?
modern 2018 is what you're referring to, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly.
Because I think
I
that
think
got lost on a
maybe-
lot of people.
But anyway, well, talking about Justice Light Lightning, I think there's a lot to digest there, especially with the flip stuff. People can look at flip and just be like, "There's too much."
There's a lot going
Yeah,
on.
because
with
my
those
thing
cards.
is if
Going
it
on.
doesn't flip outside of the game, you have to have the character on the field in order for it to flip. That's asking a lot already.
There's a few cards that actually the flip are really crazy good. I think probably one of the better flips in the game is in the Justice Like Lightning team pack, and it's the Techno card. Like it has you get to turn as many lightning. It has that global where you get to pay a lightning, turn as many sidekicks in your field and your reserve pull into lightning. In combination,
Yeah, you mean the Iceman ability
Yeah,
reprint?
too cool for glow. Yeah.
but you can turn it off for your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's really
That's
good.
true.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing with that is it doesn't have a perfect setup window, right? Like you don't get to. The problem with a lot of Justice Light Lightning is a lot of the flip cards you don't control when they flip.
Yeah. Well, on his, you control it by playing an action and causing a tune. That's really what
Yeah,
it
I mean,
is.
it's not the hardest thing to trigger. Most of them, I mean, especially with Bat Signal, they're not that difficult to trigger.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on one cost things, buying multiples of it like an action? I don't think that's as terrible, especially something continuous like Bat Signal.
Well, I mean, if you're not running Super Anti
Hmm.
and buying it to deal damage, I still think if you buy more than two, you're doing. You shouldn't be. It's just a waste.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
But I mean,
enough.
one cost. I mean, one cost. How often are you left with just one energy that you have nothing to do with, right?
Quite a bit.
So
Happens to me a lot because I do it wrong.
Yeah.
it's different. I think
I
proper
think
competitive play is different from.
Yeah, and also if your team is built for that one cost, and that makes more sense.
I know, but you still have to churn through. I mean, even if you
Yeah.
buy 4 Bat Signals right off the bat, say that's just really
Mhm.
bad play because you're going to be stuck with
Two
4
that
dice in your
don't
bag
do
that
it.
you don't. Yeah, 2
Yeah.
that aren't really functional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they get in the field and have to sit there, and they don't really do anything at that point anymore.
You're waiting to the perfect time to use them properly, and you're not playing properly. You're letting the dice play you and not playing the dice.
You played yourself.
Yeah.
You played
Played
yourself. Yeah, people play differently. It's just how
Yeah.
I see the game. So I'm sure I'm wrong. So that's fine.
Well, I think having a more consistent churn is probably a better idea than buying more things. And that's part of the problem with my one team is I don't have enough churn. So
Yeah, then
Shadow's right. Every 4 dice you buy puts you a turn behind compared to an opponent. I'd even go as far as saying like every 3.
Yeah. He's saying every 4 sidekicks you don't field is a turn behind.
yeah, because you have to. So if you have 12 dice, because you buy 4 stuff and you have 8 sidekicks, you have 12 dice. That's 3 goes around your bag, right? Whereas if your opponent just has 8 sidekicks, they only need to go through that bag twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
yeah,
That's some good mathing, son.
that definitely makes sense. I mean, yeah. All right. So so I think the future is going to show us a lot about the new stuff that has come out, and then I think when the Warhammer comes out, that's going to be even more just like have to digest it a lot then too. So we'll just cover that in future videos also. Let's talk about something else. How about that Golden Age 2 team takedown?
What about it?
So for everybody curious, we spoke of it a while back, and yes, that is still going to happen. Tomorrow morning am going to try to get the sign-up sheet ready, or the list submission, because in 2.5 weeks time, so let me pull up the date real quick to give you guys an exact date. So from now until I want to say the 30th. So from now until midnight on the 30th of this month, we will be taking submissions for 2 teams, for 2 team takedown golden event,
And
Golden Age.
what's banned, Joe?
The ban list is still the same that WizKids has.
All right.
So that is Swords of Revealing Light. That is Relentless. That is. Let me see. There's one more that I'm missing. In Prison? No, not in Prison.
Bard.
No, Bard's
Or
not
Bard
banned.
Bard's not banned.
In Golden,
Yeah.
And Golden Age.
just the Swords of Reading Light and Relentless. No,
Yeah, I think that's
believe
it.
so.
that's it. I think.
So that's it. So I had a lot of time to think about it, to digest it on the ban list. I would have preferred to get a team together to test it, but as I was very busy, I didn't have enough time to reach out to people, and I'm sorry. But I felt that throughout the arguments, there was a stronger case for people to have as much resources at hand, because a lot of people, a lot of players are still new to the game. Some of them have joined within the last year, even. They don't have the same resources as somebody who joined back in whenever the game was first around.
Mhm.
So we can't deny those people of those resources by shrinking the ban list, or I mean, growing the ban list and shrinking everybody else's options for competitive teams.
Yeah, and really, the thing that I've found in talking about bans and all that, you start going down cards that I know that you're trying not to, like, because this is when we were talking about doing the original 2-team takedown, we start going down cards that should be banned, and it just turned into cards that we just don't want to play against, and that's not fair. Just because we don't want to play against it doesn't mean we shouldn't let anyone play it. So really, banning things to ban it because you don't want to play it is not good. It limits the player base, and we're not about that here.
I mean, I think the things we were kind of discussing were the things that they're kind of talking about doing the global escalation, that kind of format, where you're talking about the previous winners of Worlds, kind of Bard and stuff like that, Yanti, Super Rare.
Yeah,
I think there's valid points for both of those, but I think particularly Yanti Super Rare Cosmic Cube is not as good in Golden.
Yeah,
Right,
so
because you have a bigger. Go ahead, Robert. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, it's banning things that we don't like to play against is different than banning things that we know make the game broken.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where my thinking was with making a ban list. We already know that it's some
I
of
think
these
there's definitely
cards are broken. Like they
I think
shouldn't
it's
even
definitely
be in there.
there's definitely lots of, but then like with Yanti, I mean, lots of things stop that card pretty hard, especially in Modern,
Golden.
Golden. Sorry.
Yeah, and I also see the aspect of let's try it out because we've never had these
I
cards
think
before.
that's the biggest thing, right? I think at the end of this tournament, you're gonna have seen a bunch of stuff that maybe next time you can consider.
Mhm.
But right now, especially with the 2-team takedown format, right? Like the good thing about it is people have to have 2 good teams, right? You
Yep.
can't just win. With
Yeah, so if you
one
have,
solo
for
team.
example, if you have Hellblazer on one team, you can't have Hellblazer on the other team. Same thing with Rare Dwarf Wizard. Something that not a lot of people have access to already, but the people that do are going to feel limited on making that. So then they have to decide, well, I can't have the good Bard on one team, so I need to be able to shift and pivot. Now, for those of us who want to bring Super Rare Yanti to the table, as well as like a Bard team or even a Guy Gardner Lantern Ring team, that's good for them, right? But the newer players, they don't have a lot of options. Plus, it's a good idea for them to get their feet wet, so to speak. Now, they may drown, but it's up to the older, more experienced players to kind of take it slow and explain it. Not take it slow in their play, but to explain things to them. Like, this is how the interaction works whenever I'm doing it, stuff like that. Because one thing is that we're all about the community. And whenever we're coming in free and open like this, there's gonna be some slip ups, right? There's gonna be things that we haven't prepared for. Let's say one team is just dominating the whole format. Like you guys said, it's gonna run its course through the tournament. And then on the next Golden Age tournament, whoever decides to do it, they're gonna have that option. They're gonna say, okay, looking at the numbers, this team won 100% of its games. It didn't matter who the pilot was. Those are the numbers that we need to rack up during the tournament, and I'm not about to put my foot down and stop anybody short of doing that. We're doing it for those 2 reasons. We're doing it for discovery, and we're doing it for the community, because people are itching to get their old teams out and dust them off.
Yep.
One of the only things that I know me and Robert brought up is the fact that you can have 2 PXGs on the separate teams, and that could, I mean, you have your ramp with 2 different cards, but limiting it is not going to be fun. We don't want to have it to where, because I mean, I get the feeling that probably if we limit it to 1, the opposite team will have it on the opposing team, and you could still probably have it for both teams anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right. So that's another thing that I was gonna, it's a good thing you brought up. So chances are with multiple global abilities, and this is the case in a lot of Golden Age, is the fact that in same sets they printed the same ability on 2 of the 3 copies, or 3 different versions. So even if we did restrict or ban, there's still a good chance that 98% of the time you would see that global ability in the match on one side of the table or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't really matter.
I mean, I'm interested to see how many people want to run PXG. I've been playing around with it, and I don't know if it's as good as we remember it being.
I can agree with that, honestly, because I've played a couple of matches since, I want to say 2 months ago, and Yanti Super Rare didn't even need it at all. The only thing that really mattered was Chalkboard Global, and I think that's still going to matter.
So no, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how like Mimic stands up against PXG or Spot Investigate stands up PXG.
I think one-sided ramp is going to be a lot more efficient in Golden Age because PXG can just be used against you too many times.
Yeah, but then I mean, the half thing with PXG was like the battle to stop PXG, right? Like, so Elf Thief Oracle or going with Jinzo was like super powerful as a meta move because you could destroy your opponent while still maintaining your ramp, and that's kind of the big thing with Professor X. And newer players probably aren't going to be as good as experienced players with that. So it'll be interesting to see how many people risk taking the new PXG on their team.
So the thing I like about Golden Age is that because strategies are easier to put together, there's cards with these great, fantastic abilities. It's easier for one person to isolate their strategy, and especially if they're a veteran or they're a professional, and they've done it multiple times, it's so much easier for them to use their own cards without even having to worry about what their opponent's doing.
Yeah. I think on online play, people kind of get into the zone of just playing their own cards and not thinking about their opponents, and you kind of get in a tunnel. Yeah, I know,
Yep.
Robert. We know you do.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy how many people I played in the current draft thing, and I had Villainous Pact and 1 villain card. I had a Wrecker, and how many people did not go like all out and buy my Villainous Pact?
Yeah.
Until the 2nd or 3rd game where they were like, "Oh yeah, you have Villainous Pact."
Yeah.
And
No villains and a common Hulk that I don't want to attack into. I can attack round with Villainous Pact. People just focus on what they're doing.
Yeah. When you play someone online, here's good advice: have their teams up on a list so you can see it. Either print it out, put it in front of the cards that you have, so you see what they have and you see the globals. So it's like you're playing across them from the other on the other side, or have it up on your screen.
Or get it ahead of time and be like, just put yourself a reminder note, like I must buy their wherever it is, Shocking Grasp, or
make a list of their globals.
Once again, to go over it for anybody else that may have missed the first time, Golden Age team submissions will be starting tomorrow. As soon as I put the link up, you'll submit your teams. Same rules and restrictions as regular 2-team takedown. You can't have the same card with the same name on both teams. So if you have Professor X, if you want to have Professor X on both teams, one of them needs to be the common version, and the other one needs to be the rare version. You can't have the common version on both the same teams.
You can't have Recruiting Young Mutants on both teams. You have to have Recruiting Young Mutants and the name of one of the other ones. The one is good. Trainer.
Yeah.
Oh, Trainer was actually good. I don't know. Yeah, they were both good.
Yeah, the rare was good.
I know I never bought them. So
yeah. Sorry.
So, and then team submissions are going to be from tomorrow morning until the 30th of this month. That's midnight. So expect to see pairings later on Friday evening, so that way we can start matches from that time. And it will be, I still don't know the format yet, partly because the games can go a little bit quicker because we're dealing with a higher power level, but at the same time they could go longer too.
Depending on who the pilot is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for newer players, it may take a longer time. For old players that know each other, it may come down to the long game. So we're gonna look at the format. I'm probably gonna start looking at it starting tonight to see which is better, Swiss rounds, and then a break to top 8, top 4, so on. And it also depends on how many people enter. If we get enough, then we'll have traditional Swiss and everything like that. It just depends.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm excited. Golden, all bets are off in this Golden. I think I'm excited for people to run Bard. I love Bard. I don't have Bard with me, so I can't run Bard. But
Oh.
Aw.
that card is super broken, and it's going to be broken in this.
Well,
so,
that doesn't stop you from trading for it.
I don't know. I'm not running Bard. I'll be interested to see what people come up with all this new stuff, and whether that meteorite can slow the Bard down. I think there's a bunch of stuff. The Iron Fist is going to slow down Yanti quite considerably.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
There's
lot
a
of
bunch of cool
options.
stuff. People might run Vicious Struggle.
People might run that Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's a bunch of good stuff. Resurgence of Hulk might be cool.
We're in Serena.
Yep.
Cosmic Cube.
Yeah, Serena Cube might be good. I don't know. There's a bunch of fun stuff.
So many
Yeah.
things. And then my Storm that makes you reroll everything. That's one of my favorite cards.
That one, I mean, all the storms are super good, man. That I was thinking about doing the uncommon storm, the one that Wind Rider, which lets you roll 2 characters, and then they.
Mhm. That one's really good.
I was thinking about because I was like, thinking about running zombie mags, which stops all like Shriek and Dwarf Wizard and stuff, which is really strong.
Mhm.
Then doesn't get around the Batman or the Umber Hulk or the Storm. Yeah, there's lots of fun stuff to mess around with.
That's a good thing. It's got my gears turning in my brain right now.
Ryan, I traded away my SPDR card because I didn't want to have to look like an idiot trying to figure out how to play that. I traded it to Robert, actually.
Yeah, he did. He traded it to me, so I have it now.
Oh, Spider.
Yeah. I was just
that
like,
one,
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
that one's gonna be interesting because you can ramp into that as early as turn 2.
yeah.
Well, PXG, yeah, and that's a good way to kind of avoid the mini game of the Vicious Struggle mini game.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That card pretty much cancels Vicious Struggle, which is pretty fun.
Yep.
Oh,
So I recommend that everybody get their tuning caps on. I know there's people still busy with the draft and top 8 and all that stuff. So that's why I gave it 2.5 weeks. I wanted you guys to afford plenty of time to think about your teams, but still focus on the games. Anybody who's still drafting, or anybody who wants to get some side games in for modern but just before they put away. And by the way, for the duration of the tournament, the Golden Age tournament, there will not. We're only allowing. Let's see, what's the last set before? So we're only allowing Thor and back. That's it. We're
So
not
no one's
allowing.
using that now.
It has to be available to the world.
Correct. And that we went back and forth on that, and I still don't think I'm gonna turn back on that because everybody in the world I'm assuming, is gonna be playing. So certain people in the other continents haven't even gotten their first team pack. So we're not gonna sit here and make them trade for it or go out of their way to get stuff that they need for Golden Age.
I did say Ant-Man on the team, and I'm an idiot. I know the rules.
There's a bunch of good unblockables though.
Yeah.
If you want to do stuff like that, there's that Namor, which is really fun.
Doesn't change the
I always
fact that I'm
wanted
an
to run
idiot, though.
Namor. Yeah,
No, that's
nothing
true.
changes that.
No.
Well,
Also, I think we should ban Parallax. Just FYI.
No.
Screw that card.
cool. So August 30th.
Screw that card.
So
August 30th at midnight of August 30th. At midnight, it's United States Central Standard Time.
and that's midnight. So 29th to midnight, the 30th. That's when it's due, right?
No, I'm sorry. It's the 30th to 31st. So
Okay.
it's that
Okay,
Thursday,
so Thursday
night,
into Friday.
midnight.
Okay.
So we actually have 3 weeks then.
Ooh.
There's Gorilla Grodd. You could have a villain Gorilla Grodd team. Be kind of cool.
Ooh.
Nice.
There you go.
Think about Collector. If you could, Collector with Nobby and Gobby, pretty fun.
Are they both Norman Osborns though?
Nope.
No, one's normal one's one, one's Green Goblin.
Yep.
Yeah, one of them has the name. Yeah, it's weird, but you can do
Yep.
it.
And that Malekith that makes all your psychic villains, so you field either one. It's pretty fun.
That's a pretty fast team too, because Nabi and Gabi are both 3 costs,
Yep,
Yeah.
well within range.
yep.
I already have my one team built, and Robert knows it. I've told it to Joe, and Ben's seen it, I think. And I'll be playing that. I just got to figure out my other team.
I hope someone runs the White Tiger global with
Global.
the with the Green Devil Mask trap. That would be pretty
Actually,
fun.
I was thinking about that because there's, I mean, the
That'd
White
be pretty
Tiger global just adds so many levels.
Someone could run a satchel team. That'd be pretty cool with the kiln. That'd be pretty fun.
Jared, if you're listening, that was for you.
Jared,
that'd be
you
really
better
cool.
not run
Jared
that
has-
stupid
he has
satchel
a
team.
He has a kiln satchel team, and it was so
Kiln,
annoying.
satchel, Green Devil Mask.
Don't give Jared
Oh my
ideas.
day, that's
Oh my
pretty good.
god. He has the worst Hoover freaking team ever. You can't get anything out. You got to just straight up
Not a
attack.
Hoover
against-
one, just the one that makes all your characters. So just run actions, nothing but actions.
No,
Oh.
the Hoover team is worse.
No. The kiln where if they have a character, each of the other characters costs 1 more for each character they have, and then you run a team with no characters. So just buy all your energy up.
Yeah, I get
Either
that.
way,
I
either
get
way,
that.
Kill-
it does the same thing.
Green Devil Mask. You can have something to protect you, like a Blink Transmutation.
How many kilns did Jared have out against you, Robert? Was it 4?
He had 3. He had 3 at one point. He might have gotten 4, but I remember 3, and that wasn't cool, man. But we're friends.
All right. So just again, folks, if y'all, anybody who has, and I'm gonna announce this in all the discords as well. Troy should be announcing this or have this up too, because
On the
we're gonna
calendar.
go through him. Yeah, we're gonna go through him from now on. But if y'all have anything that you need to ask or any circumstances or anything like that, just hit us up. Our Discord
It's in the
is
description.
Kristen Rupp. Yeah, and our Discord and the Facebook, as well as hit us up on YouTube with anything. And then if you need to holler at me specifically, I'll open up a dialogue and see what we can do from there.
Cool, man.
And yell at Ben. He likes that.
He does.
It's very fun.
But yeah, so get to brewing and you guys enjoy. I have to step out now.
Cool,
All right,
man.
man.
Thanks for stopping by, dude. It was
It
good
was
to hear
great.
from you.
Yeah, it was great stopping by and great to hear from you and see you guys again. Take care.
Bye, Joe.
Bye.
Come back soon.
And just like that, he's gone.
I miss you already.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
miss your Musk.
Oh my
When it was all said and done, we should get an apartment together.
Oh no.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, wash your dishes.
Yeah. Is that like spay your dogs and cats?
Yeah. Wash your dishes, everybody. We're out.
Oh my god.
That's going to be our closing from now on.
Mm. No. No.
Wash your dishes.
I think don't forget your towel would be better.
No.
No.
No, you don't need a towel. Come on, man.
Oh my
Don't be
god.
ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. So,
So, anyways,
go ahead.
when is the top 8 redraft happening?
We're still
did it
trying to
happen?
work. We're trying to work that out right now.
Hopefully
my
this weekend.
gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
this weekend, hopefully.
DM Armada's being awkward.
Oh, come on, Steven.
I,
Jeez, man.
I literally just made that up. I don't know who's being awkward. I already replied to the email, so
It's probably Chris.
it's probably me actually.
Oh.
You haven't responded in the email
know.
at all. It is you.
Awkward
can't-
man.
I can't do. I'll do what I did for the first draft. I can't do anything until I'm guaranteed Common Hulk.
You ain't finding out until everyone's in the room.
Just fix the draft pack so we get Common Hulk
Oh,
both each again.
no.
Remember?
No,
Remember,
let's not
Chris?
stop.
Remember like we did the first time.
Let's not start that rumor.
All right, Reg said he's gonna run Vixen. If he's in the United States and he runs Vixen, I will send him a card.
Reg is
I will
Cam.
do like the Kate Bishop. If you win a game by fielding Common Vixen,
You gotta get some people some cards, by the way, Robert.
I need to know who did that. I'm sorry, I didn't keep up.
no
Uh,
one won the game with Kate Bishop though. They
That
bought-
wasn't the stipulation. They had
It
to
was.
buy and field it.
They had
Buy
to
and
win.
field and win, no?
You had to win with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you bought and won common Kate Bishop, Robert will send you that card in the draft event.
Let me know. I also have 3 other storms that I drew. So I have like this storm. I don't know if y'all can make that out. And then I drew this storm.
Mm.
And then I drew this storm. So I got quite a few storms here. Just sitting here.
Storming up a collection of storms.
Yeah, that's the card that I have the most blanks.
I was a lot more confident in that like joke at the start of the
when it was in your head.
Yeah. I started off strong and I was like, no, this is kind of
Yep.
terrible.
You can't lose confidence in the dad joke, man. You just got to come out and say it.
You just gotta go with it, man.
Dude,
I'm
I
not
said
a dad yet. I don't have enough practice.
I was talking to my friends last night, and he was just talking about how there's too many Chris's that he hangs out with, and this, that, and the other. And I said, yeah, my wife's name is Chris. And he's like, your wife's name is Chris too? And I'm like, no, actually, it's Chris. It's not two. But my wife's name is Chris, so it's...
Yeah. Boo. Put Skinny back up there. Boo.
What?
That was a good joke. That's a Family Guy reference.
Oh.
When he was drunk at the improv. It's a really old episode.
I don't keep up with the new ones.
Yeah. So anyways,
Okay, so should we end the stream?
Yeah, I think we're at a good stopping point here.
Are we?
Everyone's getting a little delirious.
Yes.
I think we should keep going. Make Robert stay up a little bit longer.
No.
I need to go playtest some golden teams.
There you go. We got things to do, man.
Oh.
All right, cool. Again, teams are due on the 30th to the 31st midnight. Somewhere in there, you got 3 weeks to submit your Golden Age 2 team takedown teams. Look for the links; they should be out soon for submission.
If you guys want to brew and tell me what you're brewing, and so I can plan against you, that'd be useful.
And it's probably gonna be posted on our Facebook
Be very
page.
supportive of what you're coming up with.
Oh my god. Mr. Net Decker Ben said Scott over there.
Net deck all the time.
All day, every day. One man.
All day.
No pillow. On the
I
ground.
did. Well, my net decking is just it's KO. Copy Russ's team from Double Burst podcast, and then put a win condition in because he never puts a win condition in.
There you go.
That's my plans.
All right.
Interesting.
So, on that note, are we going to call it here?
Yeah, we'll call it here.
Yeah, we'll put it.
All right, so that's going to do it for us here at the Game Room. Check us out on Facebook or Twitter and join our conversations on Discord. The links to each are in the description below. Also, last but not least, be sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for hanging out.
Like and
Bye, guys.
describe.
Oh wait, subscribe.
Also,
Describe to us what you were doing when you clicked that like button.
also, if anyone wants to play right now, I'll go to the Dice Coalition Room 1, and you can come out there with me.
And if you're watching this at a later date, he's just constantly
Probably
in
just-
the Dice Coalition room. Probably still be there.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
for hanging
guys.
out, guys.
Bye.
Bye.